All right, boys and girls, 2 games above 500. Just took a series against the Detroit Tigers, the best team in the MLB. I, I'm excited, I'm happy, but I also recognize that we know what this team's motto is when they get up. They get too fat and happy, and then you know what happens next. So the division race is still wide open. I mean, the Cubs are not world beaters. They're 5.5 games above the Milwaukee Brewers, and they're also like a few games ahead of us. So it's still open, but the trade deadline is just weeks away. So this upcoming 15 game stretch, or 12 game stretch at least, because it's going to be its season defining. I mean, the front office has to be watching. Are they going to be buyers, sellers? So you know Nick Kroll is not going to be watching. You know the Castellini family, they are not going to be watching because, that's what they do. I mean, Nick Kroll made some stupid comments like about Elly De La Cruz's extension or whatever, like, oh, like we were able to, we're unacceptable. If you let this guy go, this guy's hit a home run in 4 straight games. And I haven't made a Reds video in a while, and for good reason, because this team does not deserve it. And you could argue they still don't deserve it because we know what they do. But I'm just trying to tell you that my job out here is to give you a little bit of what my thoughts are. So I'm not here to over celebrate the Reds, winning streak. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I was celebrating yesterday, but I'm not here to say, "Oh, this team is so back. They're going to go on a run. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to go make a deep run." No, I'm not. I'm not going to say that because I'm an objective viewer. But the front office has to be watching. If they're buyers, sellers, and whatnot, they have to be watching their upcoming schedule. So I mean, I made this like I was thinking about recording this before the Tigers series. That's why it says like 8 home, 7 away, and whatnot. But it's a mix of some good playoff teams. I mean, these are some good teams. I mean, you got anyone in the AL West is going to be or AL East rather is going to be really tough. Yankees, sorry, the AL like the NL West and the AL East. Anyone from those divisions are just they're very tough. I mean, we swept the Dodgers last year at home, and we swept the Yankees last year. But these are just still some really good teams. I mean, the Twins at home, they're not world beaters, but they're still a good team. The Cardinals, they're coming down to earth a little bit. They just lost 3 out of 4 to the Milwaukee Brewers. The Yankees are tough, but they're at home, so do you I guess fall flat on your face against them, or do you do something about it? And then the Padres at home as well. So got some tough opponents coming up, man. So it's really going to test the Reds. I mean, the first test they passed. I mean, they took the series again. I don't expect them to sweep, all these teams, but I expect just some good litmus test games that they can hopefully rise to the challenge. And honestly, I just want this team to go on a run. I mean, I'm very starving for this team to make the playoffs. I think every Reds fan is starving, but again, it comes down to just like, are they willing to just put their foot down and be like, okay, let's go on a run here? That's the only question. But that's the upcoming schedule. I mean, I'll make a quick home trip, and then we're off to St. Louis. So it's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we split with the Cardinals in Cincinnati. Uh, I mean, you gotta come out like just ready to play against them in St. Louis. So I mean, we'll see what happens in this Twin series though. But the upcoming schedule, I don't expect like a 15 or a 12-0 record rather, but I expect just some good baseball. I hope. I mean, my expectations for the Reds, I mean, it kind of varies, but right now, I mean, just in the last like they just don't deserve expectations, but I'm just hoping. I'm hopeful. But that doesn't mean it's gonna come true. So I'm just not getting too ecstatic, not getting like too jumpy, like, yes, we got this. Because kind of here's an example, like you sweep the Yankees and then you got swept by the Tigers last year out of the All-Star break. And then we swept St. Louis, and then we got swept by the Royals at home. So I've kind of learned like even throughout sweep series wins, you just can't get too your hopes up. You can't just like be like, oh, this team is so bad. Like I mean, I'm happy about it. Like yesterday, I'll be happy. I'll be like, yay, we took the series, but I'm not gonna act like it's season defining. So that's what it is with the Reds. But every game impacts the playoff odds in the clubhouse morale. I just expect some good effort. I didn't like the effort that was given even in this brief 2 game losing streak. I mean, the final game of the Guardians and then the Tigers, we gave up 11 runs in both those games, and probably should have lost back to back 11-2 games. But obviously the garbage time runs came. But again, like I said, you don't want the momentum. It just matters. Heading into July, heading into August, heading into September, hopefully October, it just matters. So I expect them to give. I don't expect them to win every game, but I expect just no lack of effort. I expect them to come out and just do what they got to do. No lack of effort on any part. Spencer Steer in that 2 game skid, he made a really poor effort in left field, I believe it was. But you know, I'm not too upset about that because at the end of the day, we won the series, but also just like they made up for it as far as effort goes. So the momentum is going to matter heading into July. We're a month out from the All Star break, so we'll see what they do, man. But at the end of the day, the inconsistent offense, fatigue, bad, batting average dropping, the bullpen fatigue is starting to show a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to count the last 2 games, but particularly before then, um, whether it be Elly's slump or surge, he's right now surging. He's hit 4 straight games with a home run, but all eyes are on CES, McLean, and some of the young arms to help us step up. Hunter Green is hurt, so hopefully he's back. Nick Lodolo has been inconsistent, so hopefully he can get something going. But you can't be relying on like the same guys to come save you every game because it's just not going to happen. It's not going to last a full season. That's not how baseball works. So hopefully Ellie's just continues to stay hot. 4 straight games with a home run. Hopefully this day off helps him a little bit or helps the team as a whole. But I expect, some of the guys to just step up, man. So that's all I got to say as far as that. No more waiting. This is the moment. Reds fans deserve the clarity, contend, rebuild. These games are going to define what the direction as far as 2025 is. Are we sellers? Are we buyers? But we got to buckle up. The season's on the line. Normally for a team that is 2 games above 500, I would say, oh, yeah, we should buy at the deadline. But this team, you know how they operate. You know how they do. They just straight up choke when things are going well and momentum's in their hand. But the season's on the line essentially. I know it's, not the season as far as like, are we going to make it? Because obviously that's later on, but the season as far as like, what are we going to do in 2025? That's pretty much it. That's all I got to say. Let's go Reds at the end of the day. Let's come out hot against Minnesota tomorrow, starting at home. See you guys next time.